Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in.
Woo.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
Woo.
Come on in, come on in. You'll be at the Orange Grove. You'll be at the Rose Bowl tomorrow. Come
Let's
on
go.
in.
Let's go.
DT818. Come on in. Big
Let's
Keith, what's the
go.
word, my man? What's the word? How's it going? How's it going?
What up,
Warren
KB?
Charles, how's it going, my man? Daniel, where
Yeah.
you at, Jay? I'm right here. Hey, listen, I'm right here with a big old boot on my leg, man. I look like,
Oh,
man, I look lost in the Alfredo sauce right now with this big old boot. I tore my tendon, man, and I'm absolutely lost in the sauce right now, man. How's everybody doing? You guys come on in. Big J, what's the word, man?
Oh, yeah, baby. It's the day before the day. Let's go,
Hey,
baby.
it's about Terry T. What's up? It's about to get real jiggy with it right now, man.
Hey, y'all see what I'm on.
Hey, Big Sheldon from the boot, Louisiana. What's up, my man? What part of Louisiana you checking in from, man? What's the word? Hey, what's going on? DT818. What's the word?
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hey, look.
Hey, EAF, the only brewing in here. hey, man, we appreciate you, buddy. We appreciate you. D, it's go time. Come on, man. Hey, listen, let's talk about this, man. EAF, I appreciate you, Bruin fan, for coming on in. I appreciate everybody for coming on in. Listen,
we got
Big
love.
J from LA, what's up? What's up? Hey, let's talk about this, man. So we got to talk about this game. The more I think about this game, the more chills are going up my spine right now as we speak. Because you know we've had some games, but listen, this game is the game. This game is the game. Now, before we get into this, man, we're gonna get into the actual preview of the game, and we're gonna talk about DTR. We're gonna talk about Charbonnet. We're gonna talk about some of these other guys, man. But what does this? You being a former Trojan, what does this game mean, man? I mean, how does it stack up in your mind as far as the rivalries are concerned?
Listen, one of my greatest life honors and the greatest blessings I've ever had in my life was to be able to compete in this rivalry, was to be able to be a part of this storied legacy and the heritage, all of the amazing competitions that have gone back and forth within this rivalry. This is it, man.
Absolutely.
This is a big one.
It's a big one. Hey, I need everybody to let me know if you can hear me clear and if you can hear John clear.
Yeah, please do.
Absolutely. Like John was saying, this is the big one, man. And you know, I've been watching quite a few. You said, Sheldon, you said I'm in LSU country. Absolutely. I know. You in Louisiana, you in the boot, man. Hey, that's LSU all day. But we got love for you. A lot of my family from Louisiana. But listen, man, this is the game. And I've been watching quite a few different podcasts and seeing what everybody had to say. And it appears, it seems like a lot of people, some people are picking UCLA and some are picking very few are picking some are picking USC. I'm not going to say very few, but I mean, this game is the game. And when we look at how this thing matches up, I mean, we're going to talk about some of the things that I feel like UCLA and USC can exploit as relates to UCLA. What are some of the things off the top that you've seen? Let me just say this. UCLA so far has faced two mobile quarterbacks that really gave them fits. One of them is Jayden Delore from Arizona. The other one is Bo Nix.
That's right.
Now, we got another one coming along, which his name is Caleb Williams. He's coming along tomorrow. And I believe with all my heart, I don't think those two mobile quarterbacks gave him fits for no reason, gave UCLA fits for no reason. I believe they gave them fits because they have issues with mobile quarterbacks. Not taking anything away, but it's something about the mobile quarterback, and it's something about Caleb Williams as well. And I think Caleb Williams is a little more tricky than Bo Nix and Jayden Delore. What's your thoughts as we open up with this about that?
So it does look like there's a very consistent blueprint and a recipe to get them more on their heels than they'd like to be. And elusive quarterbacks who can extend plays that can beat you both ways, dual threats. That has been one of the blaring weaknesses. I mean, Bo Nix really showed us how being evasive and his maneuverability, that really was the beginning of us seeing kind of like the ability to deconstruct the enigma that UCLA was for those first 7 games. I think, what were they? Were they 6-0 or 7-0 before they lost the game? Something like that. Right. I can't remember, but they looked remarkable, and they still do. They still look incredible. So, but Bo Nix putting that blueprint out early in the season, and then you get a quarterback that's young and versatile like DeLaura. He saw it and he said, "Okay, that is exactly how we're supposed to approach this type of a matchup, at least from an offensive standpoint." And I'll put my sword in the fire and bank the farm on our elusive quarterback to be able to notice and recognize those same tendencies. Now, I can't say that UCLA has a bad defense. I think that their total team defense is not that bad. I know they're like 29th in the country in rushing defense, and then something along the lines of like 55th in the country in passing defense.
Right.
They have, overall they struggle a little bit, but at any given moment they can stand up and become very problematic. So with our coaching staff, with our offensive abilities and our offensive prowess, although we are missing who I consider really the heart and soul of the whole team, the glue guy in Travis Dye, brother, you are so sorely missed. You're greatly missed. I do still think that we have a bunch of backs who could create the same type of fits and struggles that Dye did. So I'm not actually worried about us moving the ball on these guys. I actually think that they won't be able to keep up with us, but that could be wishful thinking, because we started slow on offense in the past couple of weeks. So I know that we don't have the luxury of doing that. I believe that UCLA has given the Trojans enough fuel for the fire with them talking about what happened in years before, particularly last season, and what they're planning on doing by putting over 60 points on us this weekend. I think that those are some of the things that really, really can strike a chord with some of the players who were here last season, and especially the new ones who want to put their thumbprint on this legacy. The reason I'm wearing my gloves is because when you about to go and assault somebody, and you about to commit a crime out here in LA. We from South Central, baby. No fingerprints, no evidence. I think our boys about to get out there. I think put hands on them.
So in other words, somebody's gonna get assaulted tomorrow, huh?
Somebody's about to get assaulted. It's about to be amazing. I mean, this is just me using my competitive Trojan spirit, and I'm trying to loan it to these young men going into this game tomorrow night. So, hey, bro, I want to enjoy my Thanksgiving. So y'all,
absolutely. And this is gonna put icing on our cake for our Thanksgiving, man, as we go into the Notre Dame game. And as you're speaking about assault, we got one of our major assaulters coming back, and that's Eric Gentry, man. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for him coming back, because it seems like the defense, hasn't been, coming into the season. Eric Gentry was actually leading the team with 40, I believe it was 46. Well, not coming into the season, but prior to him getting hurt, he had I think 46 tackles. He was leading the team, and so to miss that and have him out of the game these past few games, his impact, you can feel that. And so now, as we come in tomorrow, even just having his whole presence on the field, I think, what you think? I think it's going to boost the morale, boost the team energy up, man. You couple that with Travis Dye being hurt, man, and how the players felt with him as well. What's your thoughts on that? Eric Gentry in the middle.
you know, Eric Gentry's he's taller than me, but I'm gonna call him my little brother because you know I'm a little bit older, and we have, you know, there's a heart connection because we wear the same jersey number,
Right.
and that means something because to me, I was always told that 18 was a legacy number, one of the ones that doesn't get really spoken about. But if you look at the history of all the players who wore that number, all the way as early as Jason Sehorn and R.J. Soward, and you know we had guys like Corey Dickerson, Damian Williams. I can go on and on. Deion Bailey, like really ballers. John Walker, like everybody who wears that uniform plays in the NFL. Everybody who wears number 18 goes to the next level. So it is one of those legacy numbers we call Great 1-8. And I'm shouting him out right now. I'm giving my little brother his roses because we've been missing him.
Yeah.
We've been missing you, EG. We've been missing you.
Big time.
Your presence out there, no matter what the contribution is greatly needed. It's a necessity to have your competitive warrior spirit out there with your brothers. And I know this is a game that you want. I know you've been working hard in rehab, getting back, and I believe that you're going to play and have an extraordinary impact. Speaking in mind, for those of you who don't follow Eric Gentry, you guys got to follow him. Find him on social media. I forget the exact handle of his name, but he just came out with his own merch and it's fire.
Yeah.
Support him and his family. They took a huge gamble and leaving the other place and betting on us here at USC. Let's show him what the USC body is like in terms of fellowship. I'm ordering my Eric Gentry gear this weekend so I can get it for Christmas and be rocking it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm getting ready to order mine as well. Matter of fact, if you go to USCJ 32, I posted it up today, and awesome. He's selling his merch at I'mEricGentry.com for anybody who wants to get some of that merch. I'mEricGentry.com.
This is not a paid promotion. Eric didn't ask us to do this. Actually, I've been leaving Eric alone because he's been in the lab building his body back up. But the fact is, we love these young people. We want to support them. And the way we show support is sometimes with time, with energy, love, prayers, and resources. And this is something that I think is long overdue for our athletes to be able to brand themselves within the body. And let's immortalize him by rocking his gear and showing our gratitude because he has been missed. So with that being said, I think Eric's going to be a menace. I think he's the nucleus that has kept our defensive unit more competitive, especially with regards to tracking mobile quarterbacks. And DTR is a mobile quarterback. We cannot take
absolutely.
He has great playmaking ability.
Absolutely.
Not to say that our other linebackers can't do a great job, but it's just undeniable the range and the length that he can play sideline to sideline, and how he really can control the vertical side of the game by being a skyscraper with his range over that wingspan is remarkable. Over 7 feet 11, wingspan, 9-12 feet wingspan when he jumps. That type of thing is, you can't account for that because there's nobody in the scout team that can give you that look. So you think windows are open that really are not. And that's what we have been missing. I'm excited to get him back, and I want to see him lay hat on somebody wearing powder baby blue.
Absolutely, man. And before he went out, we will see him, on the goal line, plugging in the hole. And then not only that, putting that wingspan that you mentioned, he was changing the trajectory of passes. And I believe with all my heart that was causing some of those interceptions, having us to be some of the leaders of in college football with turnovers, because of Eric Gentry was causing major problems. And I don't think people really counted that in. So to have him back, he can do so much on the field. So while we're on defense, coming into this game, leading tacklers for our team is Sean Lee, and for their team is going to be Osling. He has 61 tackles, and then Sean Lee has 51 tackles. And then, of course, we have a sack leader of Thule. He has 12. He's leading the country right now in sacks. And their guys, he has 8, Latu. And so coming in, I think when we look at this defense, our defense, one of the things that caught my mind was I went back and looked at the running back. He's a power back. He's a big back. But here's the deal, and you can tell me your thoughts on this. I felt like as I really began to assess this, some of those scat backs like Washington State, some of the other backs that we had issues with, even the little Rice back, I felt like we controlled the power back more. And I go back to Oregon State. The big running back that transferred from South Carolina, 6'2", 226. it seemed like we contained him more and controlled him more, opposed to those little scat backs. And so that kind of gave me somewhat of some confidence as we come into this game. Not saying that Zach Charbonnet is slow, because he's not slow by any means. No. But the bigger back, it just seemed like we have more success. What's your thought?
I think USC has notoriously always enjoyed larger backs, playing against larger backs than the little shiftier guys, and that just holds true historically when you look at stats. Like, we deal with bigger backs a lot more consistently successful than the little shifty guys who can hide behind linemen and poke out and then have that second level speed. Now, I'm not saying that Zach Charbonnet is slow, because my man is not slow. He's every bit of an NFL prototypical back. Congratulations on him. Great season. But he's the kind of guy that can wear on you, and then bust one loose. Yeah. That is absolutely a byproduct of his determination and his kind of real blue collar approach to this game. With that being said, that is also the type of style and matchup that I think our linebackers have been starving for.
Right.
Shane Lee, who is, originally was from another conference, the SEC, they like him downhill and putting thumps on.
I think it fits him more so than the snapback. Yeah. It does.
CV's the kind of guy that plays so physical. Like he's he's a bloody nose type backer. And then you got Raylan Goforth, and I could go on and on and on. But I just feel like our defensive line is primed to show up against this O-line, even though they're averaging like 240 rushing yards a game. I believe that this is the type of game where we get the ball on the ground a few times and we recover those fumbles. I do think that our linemen are going to hit their stunts correctly and play with the level of patience, because I know that Coach Grinch has been teaching them, look, man, all you have to do is your 111th. Just do your one part. Trust it, even though it doesn't feel right. Just trust the assignment, trust the responsibility, put your body in the right position, and then be present, be available, play with your eyes as well as your hands and your feet to make certain that you are just in position to make the play. Don't be ready, be prepared. Be prepared to make the play. And with this level of alertness and awareness and all the intangibles that are on the line, it is very challenging. It is almost it's blasphemous for me to imagine a day where these young men that are wearing cardinal and gold show up into the Rose Bowl, some of which for the very first time, show up to the Rose Bowl in a sold-out capacity arena, and them not be fully locked in and ready to leave it all out there.
Leave it all out there. Absolutely.
This is the last game of the season, as far as I'm concerned. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those.
Absolutely.
Bring that competitive Trojan spirit. And let me ask you, is this the like 50th opportunity? If we win this, would this make 50 total wins in our matchup?
I think, man, I had that stat pull up. I don't even have it pulled up anymore. I think it is. It was somewhere around there. What's that guy's name? I think you connected with him too on this. He posted all that today. I had it up.
Man, I want to double check that. But yeah, you get on it. Let me get on it. Let me research that.
Warren Child says USCJ Jaywalk. Any concerns or worries going into tomorrow's against UCLA with possible 3-ranked matchups on the Pac-12 championship and the Pac-12 championship on the line and the playoff berth? Man, my thing is, I know UCLA, I'm not going to say they don't have nothing to lose, because they really still can play for the Rose Bowl at this point.
That's right.
I think with the commander-in-chief, Lincoln Riley, right now, I really believe that he's been built for this. He's prepared for this. He's been playoff proven, game proven, and he's been in, crazy environments proven. And by the way, this is not the first time he's faced DTR and Chip Kelly. He faced them when he was at Oklahoma. And so I think Lincoln Riley has more of a game plan and more preparedness than a lot of people even realize. And as a result, I think he's going to have this team really, really, really ready to roll. What you think, John?
They're definitely going to be locked in. Look, all of our coaches are leveled up for this. The thing is we don't have to play an extraordinarily perfect game. We don't. We just have to play assignment-oriented football, and we have to be prepared to capitalize on the mistakes that will come to us. With that being said, we can't miss tackles and we can't do silly things. so far, when I watch these games, I've seen referees impact us negatively, some positively. I've seen us miss tackles more so than an athlete breaking down, juking us in the open field and making us miss. I've seen us lunge and dive at people and not play sound football and let the play come to them. I've seen our receivers drop the ball, right? So I'm seeing things that are within our control. There was only a couple of times where maybe I don't think our defense made the right types of adjustments in situations. I've seen a few times where I don't believe that was the right offensive play. But
absolutely,
my overall inclination is to lean towards let's trial and error these moments earlier in the season so we understand how we respond to these types of things and whether these types of gambles and risks can pay off for the later, more competitive matchups, which is for sure this week, the next week, and what's to come. So I want to say, with what I understand about coaching and the high level of coaching acumen that our staff has, is I believe that they beta tested and they've dry run all of the possibilities throughout the season on those types of plays where we're like, why did they do that? Well, I'm
right.
confident that there was a systematic reason why. And I believe that this will be the manifestation of all of
I'm 100% with you on that.
Trialing and compositing it and putting it together and punch these dudes in the mouth. I believe that. I
want you to I want to answer this question, but I want to know what's your thoughts on this. To your point, what you're talking about right now, I believe they tested some stuff all year long as well. And if you notice early on in the season and a few games back, I noticed that the D line was shifting. But I noticed during the Colorado game, I noticed they didn't shift at all.
That's right.
Did you? And as a result, I seen Corey Foreman coming in and having some impact. I seen Solomon Byrd coming in and having some major impact. I don't know if that's the game plan. I mean, I have no idea if the shifting, if that made any type of difference. But what's your thoughts on the shifting? Because it seemed like a lot of people were involved last week when they didn't shift.
A lot of times less is more. And when you're in the beginning of your pilgrimage, when you're in the beginning of your voyage and your journey, like imagine all the times that we went on vacation and we knew we were only going to be there for 3 or 4 days, 5 days maybe, and you pack two luggages worth of things and you put too much, you bring too much with you for the trip, and then you get there, you only use a third of that stuff, right?
Right.
These shorts and flip-flops and binoculars, and you don't use none of it. And then at the end, you're like, man, I overpacked. So
you got a beach towel in the snow.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So what I think may have been the case is maybe we were bringing too much. We were doing too much and not allowing our athletes to simplify the process and play. Like Coach Grinch always says, this is a one gap style defense. It's a man per gap. And sometimes when you stunt and you move and you shift, you're thinking about this. You're trying to like gauge and judge the snap count. You're trying to make sure you see your gap before you make your stunt. And when you make your stunt, you can still identify your gap. You're trying to figure out all these dynamics that sometimes puts guys out of place. And I just believe that at this point, coach is like, look, man, we're physical. We have enough reps. We have enough experience. We can play a little bully ball. We can be dominant. We can put our best defensive linemen in a one-on-one or two-on-one situation and free up other guys if need be. And let's just go mano a mano. Keep your eye on your luggage and let's go. Let's
absolutely,
and absolutely, because Colorado is not UCLA for sure.
No, not at all.
The stuff that I saw working, I believe would have been successful to any team that we played against.
Absolutely. We got a bunch of questions coming through, so we're gonna try to get through them as we go. Double J, what are the two most important things to stop on defense? I'll say Charbonnet off the top. Well, I would say Charbonnet, but Arizona did give us the blueprint. What's your thoughts?
Number one, make the one-on-one tackle and get 3 to 4 hats on the ball every time. Make the one-on-one tackle. You don't have to dive. You don't have to be desperate. You don't have to lunge. You can slow play most of this because they don't have explosive team speed that could just outrun us. There's a handful of guys on their team that are fast. I mean, Kashmir Allen he's got track and field world-class speed. Who knows?
Yeah.
He's 100%. I'm not certain. But just Play sound assignment-oriented football that allows for the plays to come to you. Don't overshoot. Don't try to be heroic. Let the pursuit get there and join the party, number one. So make tackles, get 3 to 4 hats on the ball. That will help you be disruptive at the end of the game. And number two, communicate well and don't give up any blown assignments on scramble drill. That's what's going to happen. You know, DTR is going to extend plays. He's going to avoid things. He's going to have a couple of highlights and some really heroic looking stuff because he's gifted. He's a gifted runner. He's a talented passer. He understands his offense. He's been doing it for you know, more. He's played more college football than he did high school football. And
I'm telling you, man, that's a great point.
You know, that says a lot. And so at that point, you're going to have a certain level of confidence that allows you to navigate and do well. But I believe that confidence can actually be their demise by not respecting our secondary, not respecting our defensive linemen and linebackers the way they probably should. But I don't know. Tackle well, multiple hats on the ball, no blown assignments, we'll win.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when we look at the past games, he said John got his gloves on. When we look at the past 2 games, when UCLA played, Jayden de Laura, well, Bo Nix first, he went 22 for 28, 283 yards, and then on the ground he had 8 for 51. So he had some success. It was pretty balanced. And then Jayden de Laura, he went for 22 for 28 as well, 315. So they had a pretty sound offense going on, and I think what hurt them with UCLA with Arizona is the way Jayden de Laura just ran around like that and just throws very unorthodox throws, man. I mean, he just does some stuff. And if you notice, Caleb lately has been kind of pulling out the Patrick Mahomes, the side arm type of deal, and he can be unorthodox at times too. What's your thoughts compared to Jayden de Laura?
Well, yeah, they have a similar evasive ability. I think Caleb is more of a tackle breaker. He seems to be a little more stout and strong back there, whereas I think de Laura has a little quicker step. So he's just, I think, a step faster in general. But ultimately, overall, both of those types of quarterbacks, they present the same type of struggles.
Right.
In that they can really extend plays and get those off-timing routes. You know, it's just a tough thing to. In DTR, I put them in the same category. Like, both of our defenses, the Bruins and the Trojans, both pretty much have the same game plan.
Absolutely.
That's what it seems like. And I think whoever wins the possession battle is really going to win the game. And whoever can it sounds silly. It sounds silly, but whoever can play most consistently on the I won't even say offensive side of the ball. I'll say whoever can play most consistently on the defensive side of the ball is ultimately going to win the game, because if we can keep their offense off the field, we're going to easily win this game.
Absolutely.
Now, the way I see this matchup is, I believe USC wins. I believe we beat them by multiple scores.
Yeah.
13 to 17 points. If UCLA wins, it could be on the last minute, something really chaotic, and it'll be like 1 or 2 points.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the Pac-12 does not drop the ball and allow they have to allow these teams to play. You cannot be the determining factor on a game with this type of ramifications. You just can't. So let's just let the young men play and earn their stripes for the city. Let's allow them to earn the victory bell and lose the victory bell. Don't gift it to somebody. Don't.
Absolutely.
Reason why somebody gets the victory, even on our behalf. I will feel sour even if the refs called it one-sided and gave us the victory, because the ethos and the blood and guts of what makes this rivalry tick is the proximity that we have, is the fact that there's so many social and historical things about this, even from the red and the blue concept, which some of y'all may not know about, but you know what I'm saying? Even that holds a lot of weight with the historic qualities of what this matchup is. Both of us being home and having the Rose Bowl at one point be our home stadiums each, that matters. And that's why the Coliseum and the Rose Bowl, whenever we play UCLA, we wear home jerseys because we're both home. This is both home.
I don't think, but hey, can you just mention real quick while you're on that, those who are out of town, I don't think they realize how, Ohio State, Michigan, all these guys that have major rivalries, they kind of got a lot of distance. But when you talk about USC and UCLA, can you explain how close they are? A lot of people don't realize that are from out of state.
It's less than 20 miles apart.
Absolutely.
It's less than 20. It's a 15 to 20-minute drive from one campus to the other on the freeway. That means that these athletes who are from Southern California have all known one another for the majority of their lives, have been on the same team. Some of them are family. Some of them have moms and parents who each went to each university and became a blended house, and ultimately it's called a house divided. Like, you guys don't understand, there is no rivalry in the history of college football with this type of proximity. There just isn't. Like, it's right there. Like,
right there.
Starbucks as a USC Trojan starting cornerback, I can go to Starbucks and literally be in the same line as the starting running back from UCLA, and we both looking at each other like, I live 5 minutes from here. No, I live 5 minutes from here. Oh,
seriously.
Oh, okay. that stuff matters. Y'all don't know. There's so much at stake. The bragging rights that comes from this type of game, like, it's painful when you lose. It's painful when you lose. But I'm gonna tell you, I think UCLA wants this type of game far more than a Trojan does, because in our history, I think they beat us 33 times. We beat them 49.
Right.
We beat them 49. So we can culminate the 50th victory this weekend. That's amazing. That's over what? 90, 100 games nearly, something along those as we add them all up. I think there's been 7 draws, so maybe not quite the 100th game just quite yet, but it does matter. It does matter. The reason I say UCLA wants it more is because they've had it less.
Mm-hmm.
And we have, and I don't know if UCLA has another rival. They put us in their fight zone. Do you guys know that? USC is in UCLA's actual fight zone. That's crazy to me that you care that much about your big brother. Little brother always trying to
And speaking of that, earlier today I did a video and dealt with the Board of Regents talking about UCLA and how they're supposed to vote. I guess the Regents supposed to vote the 14th of this month, and whether UCLA going to the Big Ten. And one of the comments, interesting enough, coming from some of the UCLA fans, that they felt like they needed to go with USC. They felt so attached that they said, "Look, we don't want to stay here and be lost to the sauce. We want to go with Big Brother, and we want to be, the rival." I mean, because just as you mentioned, talking about the song, they don't want to have to rewrite history. You know what I mean? Yes. I mean, that's a bigger part of history.
It's so true.
So
and look at this. That's downtown LA. That's LA. That's what we're all about. Right there. This right here.
Absolutely.
You understand? Like, it's so much. The Trojans can most certainly stamp a true legacy with this win. Not just in history, it being the 50th win, but coming off a tumultuous tenure in our last coaching staff, a very hard, painful, sloppy last season. But going into this and really, really cement ourselves back in the national spotlight where it's relevant. Now, what I was getting at to land my plane is, I think the Bruins want this game more than the Trojans. And I say that not as a sign of our athletes don't want it, but I'm saying that I believe there's a slighter level of desperation on that side of town. I believe that.
Well, you're absolutely right, considering the fact that this really, after this is probably going to be it for a while. You look at who's leaving.
That's it.
DTR's out of here.
That's what I was getting at.
Okay, you got it. Well, well, speak to that. He's out of here. So they're not going to get to this height in a long time, man, ever.
I can honestly see Chip bouncing because he's like, okay, that was hey, Zach's gone, DTR's gone, Bobo's gone.
I'm gonna be lost in the sauce.
Hey, and those Trojans are just getting started.
Yeah,
just getting started. Our team is young. Our team is extremely young. From the significant, Thule is like the most prominent senior, and our linemen, of course, our old line. But for the most part, we got some youth in the trenches. But the Trojans have multiple rivals. Like the biggest rivalry overall in USC might be Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah.
Like nationally.
National, yep.
Regional and like local life force of LA. How we say we run LA for the ethos of LA, for the victory sign in LA. Yeah, we got to beat these Bruins.
You got to beat them, man. So and I don't think it's going to take much to get these guys up, man. I mean, you're talking about a sold-out Rose Bowl, man. And, I mean, the thing is, I don't even know how it sold out that. I mean, the game, I don't ever recall. Do you ever recall a Rose Bowl being sold out that early?
Not to my not in the last 10, 15 years.
I don't ever recall that. And to be sold out already, man, that's letting you know, man, there's a lot at stake right now. I mean, UCLA can actually, if they win, can go to the Rose Bowl. And, you know, and so USC, of course, I mean, we're sitting here now, number 7. Let me just real quick, let's reflect. And I want to get into this offense real quick because I got some numbers for you. But let's just think about this. We started this thing around January, January, somewhere around there. And a lot of people thought we were just selling wolf tickets here. But lo and behold, Lincoln Riley, I mean, everything that we talked about way back then has literally came, I mean, into play. And we now here sitting at number 7, we are now here in the month of November talking about a possible playoff berth. I mean, what is the likelihood of that? I mean, everybody, I mean, they said it's going to take Lincoln 3, 4, 5 years, and now we are here. What is your thoughts on that?
G-O-D.
Can you believe it?
G-O-D, man. He's awesome. He's awesome. And not just that, but like the leadership is there. That's why I get so frustrated when people are starting to talk down on our coaching staff. It just bothers me.
Yeah.
It bothers me because these men and women that are running the administration for this team, they are exactly what we need in this moment. That may not always be the case. It may not always be the case because nothing lasts forever. But in this moment, the people put together to help lead this regime are exactly who we all needed. They're balanced, they're level, they are professional, they have a high standard of execution, and they have our squad competitive in the nation.
Absolutely.
Like, give people their just desserts. We can't always demand so much excellence that you just, like, put it this way. When you're driving and you're cruising, we just want to go so fast that you might not be able to read all the signs because you're flying by so fast, you don't see the sign that says danger, the road is out ahead, and you just whizzing by everything. Boom, boom, boom. So this season is flowing by. Boom, 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 and we rolling, right? But sometimes you do have to slow it down. Sometimes that speed bump is important to slow it down just enough so you can see where it says danger ahead. The train tracks are out or whatever. The bridge has collapsed. You got to be able to read all the signs. And so with my desire and my goals for USC to be, again, the best in the world, I'm like, come on, let's go. Let's rev this thing up. Let's go. But sometimes you can want something and not be prepared for it. So I just feel in my heart of hearts that this staff has prepared very systematically, week after week, injury after injury, game after game, opponent after opponent, day after day, practice after practice. They prepared our young men to be able to capitalize when the food is really at the table. So they have enough appetite to fully eat it and enjoy it. And we all can do that. We all can do that. So like Big Bro was saying, so many of you did not think we would be 9-1. So many of you had us at 7 and something, 8 and something. Matter of fact, the analysts still are in disbelief.
They're still every single week. Every single week.
That's fine. But the proof is in the pudding. The evidence is in the W's. I don't care about the stats. I care about the W's. This is it. This is all I care about. And right now we got 9 of them, and we were a heartbeat away from having 10.
Absolutely.
So let's keep things into perspective, please. And let's go and beat these Bruins this week.
Absolutely. B. Hunter, man, thank you. I appreciate you, man. And you said this is the beginning of a dynasty. I absolutely believe you're absolutely right, man. Let me speak to this UCLA fan, and I appreciate you coming in. EAF, he says, who have you beat? We beat Arizona, who beat you last week. That's who we beat. We beat Oregon State, and we beat a couple other people. So he says, Brian, how do you get him in feel about extending Lincoln Riley's contract? Man, look, give Lincoln whatever he needs, man. That's the way I feel about Lincoln. Give him all of USC. That's the way I feel, because right now, man, Lincoln Riley, he's just showing you how disciplined of a coach he is, and then how much he studies the game, how innovative he is. I mean, the guy is just everything, man. I mean, I think he's coach of the year. I don't ever remember a coach making this type of impact this year and then being able to bring all these guys together and gel together. Yeah. Man, he's doing a heck of a job, man. John, what you think?
He's doing a wonderful job. Not just that, but you get a general feeling like the staff that we have, they don't have any dissension. You feel like all these guys, this motley crew of coaches and athletes, have all bought into a place where they just lean on each other. And I actually love the way that feels. I love the way that feels. Now, on the flip side of that, to pay respect to UCLA, they have a great coaching staff as well. Like, those guys have a good culture over there. I have athletes that I've trained who chose UCLA over USC, and I'm proud of them. I wish they played for the Trojans, but I love them. I'm proud of them. And I actually don't have hatred towards UCLA. I don't. I just know what's needed for us to get back to the national relevance is we need to take care of our rivalry games. And I never like to lose to UCLA. I've never lost to them. I've never felt a defeat from those guys. I beat them every game I ever played them, and I played them 5 times with my redshirt year. So I smacked them Bruins 5 times, right? In each of those games, I had very close friends on the other side of the battle lines. Guys who after the game, we hugged and embraced. And I almost felt the sorrow of seeing people that I absolutely love in pain. I felt proud of myself and my team and my choices in life to be a part of that squad, but I also felt the hurt of the people that I love that were just on the other side of the battlefield. And that's what makes this beautiful.
Man, it's going to be a game tomorrow, man.
Realize the emotional components of this type of matchup. And for a person like DTR, who is his last year, his last shot at it, he gets to play at home and go out on a bang, make a statement going into his draft. This matters.
Absolutely.
It matters. And so when you hear me talking, you haven't heard me disrespect UCLA. I've spoken my opinion. This is an opinion-based delivery that's supported by stats. But the fact is I don't know who's going to win. Do I believe who's going to win? Yes, based on certain things. But on the other side of the coin, I could say, well, UCLA has the recipe to really make us have a miserable Thanksgiving. They really do. That's what makes this a beautiful matchup. That's what makes this a beautiful rivalry. The rivalry isn't real if one side dominates every game.
Right. Absolutely.
It just doesn't. So let's have some fun, support our fellas, support our coaches, support our culture, and let's fight on and get that victory bell back.
Absolutely. I'm 100% with you, man. I don't hate them either, man. I follow a lot of a lot of those guys that play for them, whether it's Maurice Jones-Drew, Deshaun Foster, man. I used to love Deshaun Foster, man. I
still do.
I used to love watching that guy run the ball, man.
Dude, you're one of my closest friends that we've stayed connected with since the Cali Florida Bowl.
Yeah.
Multiple of them. Matt Ware,
yeah.
Matt Clark. These were both DBs back when I played them. Jabril Ramo. These are Tyler Ebel. Like, these are some dudes that I love. These guys.
Yeah.
You know, I love those dudes.
Yeah. So there's some solid dudes, and like you said, I mean, it's right there. It's a California connection, man. All those guys, man. They all know each other, man. And so, Guy Smithison, we appreciate you, man. You said it's all in front of us. You absolutely right. It's all in front of us. Got to lock in tomorrow, man, and really be focused, man. So moving on to the offense, the team leaders from both sides. USC, Caleb Williams, of course, coming into this game. This is not the rushing yards, but it's a passing at 3,010 yards opposed to DTR, which is 2,385 yards. Rushing is going to be Zach Charbonnet, 1,145 yards. And then for us, it's going to be Dye, of course, 884. And then the leading receiver is going to be Jordan Addison for us, 587 yards. And then Bobo, which is 651 yards. What's your thoughts on Bobo?
I think he's a game changer.
You think they're gonna use him like attempt to use him like the way they use Utah's tight end?
You have nailed it. Everybody has been talking about Zach Charbonnet. UCLA wants to ground and pound. The fact is I believe that they're gonna try to air it out, and I think that they're gonna find very strategic matchups with Bobo. Bobo is a baller. He came from Duke.
Yeah, man, that guy. Yeah. He did.
Bobo, you a baller, dude.
Yeah.
You a baller, bro. I'm proud of you. Great choice coming over to Westwood. You did it, bro. You solidified yourself. You're going to play in the NFL if that's your dream because you're talented enough. And you do the most with the ball. You almost won the game for your squad last week.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted you to make that play. But here's what I'll say. It's going to challenge Makai. It's going to challenge Sierra. It's going to challenge Jalen. It's going to challenge our secondary. Great. We want those types of matches before we get into the postseason. Is DTR going to be accurate enough to feed him consistently all game long once we start keying in? I don't know. I hope that he throws the ball more. I want to see him throw the ball because I believe our secondary can feast when it comes to that. We have not been as opportune with our tip passes. I mean, I counted like 19, 20 tip balls and missed interceptions that we could have had this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now let's make this happen right there in their home turf. Let's do it. But Bobo's a baller. He's a very, very tough matchup. He's big, fast, strong. Reminds me of like a Jeff Samardzija type guy from Notre Dame.
Man. And but he's bigger though. I think he's bigger and taller though.
He catches everything.
Yeah.
So that could be a nightmare. It's going to be a real matchup. That's to me their game breaker.
He is a game breaker. Speaking of that guy, I know Max Williams is going to be out tomorrow. I think he's still hurt. Have you heard anything about Max?
I didn't, but I didn't even want to hear it, man. I didn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, that blindside hit that wasn't helmet to helmet took my man out.
Yeah. So they're gonna have to move Bryson. I mean, I guess Bryson Shaw came in there. He did well last week. Yeah. He did pretty well. And so it's gonna be, I guess, him and Caleb Bullock back there. I think Latrell McCutcheon came in and did some good work last week as well.
Yeah.
So
Anthony Beavers and Zamarion Gordon both can ball too. So I'm confident
in
secondary.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we know what we got to do on offense. We know what we got to do on defense. And Raider Trojan, he said, "Where can I get those gloves at?" And somebody else asked, "Where can you get the hockey jersey?"
So these are team issued. They don't sell them like this, and the ones that they sell are cheap replicas. But my brother Kumasi actually asked one of the players for their gloves after the game, and after the game was over, the player took them off, and brother Kumasi brought them over to me. So I plan on figuring out whose gloves they are. But yeah, man, you got to come to a home game. Come to a home game and ask one of the players, right? But I'm gonna put the link to where I get all my swag. But I try to find exclusive USC drip that most people don't have. I got these jerseys in like 4 different colors, man. 3 or 4 different type of colors.
I've seen them on I get my hats from there.
It's like
I can't remember which one it is because I get it from so many different places.
Oh, you know who got them on in stock? Lids. Lids.com has
Lids.
Them. Yeah.
I think Fanatics as well.
Fanatics, Lids, and then there's another one called Fan Edge.
Yeah. Fan Edge. Yeah. I think that's it. And it's one more. I know the bookstore has a lot too, man. They have a lot of stuff.
For sure.
Online. So man, listen. So this is what we got, man. And we're gonna get ready to wrap it up here. We want to give a prediction, man. John, you can go first with this. You go first with this prediction, man. We're gonna predict this thing and see exactly where we think USC is a 2-point favorite. You know, we are favorites. What is your prediction, man?
What I think it'll be is like 46-38 USC, something like that. I believe it's going to be something like that. But the potential is like 52 to 34. 34, something like that, USC. And I think somebody else may have put that in the chat. I think somebody
did.
And when I saw it, I was like, yo, if I show you my little notes, I'm like, yo, I got that in my notes. it's in that price, that pace of game, because I do think that we'll get 2 turnovers and be able to capitalize on both. And that's the score differential. I'm a little nervous about us putting the ball on the ground because we have new backs in rotation. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Yeah. Yep. They did a pretty good job last week protecting the ball. I think he's going to rely heavily on Austin Jones. I like what I've seen. Like I said before last week, I like what I've seen from Darwin Barlow. He looked strong, man. He looked physical, and he looked like he was able to run hard. As far as us having injuries, like I said, just Max Williams, and I think that's pretty much it. On their side is going to be James H. Williams. I'm sorry, no, Jones, the running back Jones, number 22. So it's not a whole lot of injuries out there. And Albert says, he says, guys, my family, he says, my uncle played for USC, played with OJ and Ronnie Lott and Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen was I think he's one of my favorite all time.
Nice. Yeah, those are all legends, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, hey, SA, yes, I'm getting ready to get that going, man. We're getting ready to get that live stream going with call-ins, man. I'm gonna try to get that set up pretty soon here. Actually ordered some equipment, ordered a bunch of stuff yesterday. My wife ordered a bunch of stuff yesterday. So we're getting ready to get that stuff, man. We want to hear from you guys, man. We want to hear directly from you guys. And got to figure out a way to try to make it happen with the StreamYard as well. Because I want to see you guys. As you know, I get so many comments from each video, man. There's so many comments. I want to start putting a face with this thing, man. I want to see you guys, man. So listen, you guys give me more feedback on that. And as you guys give me feedback, I'll continue to keep progressing on that in that area, man. Before we get out of here, John, you had anything you want to say?
Yes. So I do want to hear your score prediction, right? And then also prayers out to both sides of the team, both sides of the town. Sorry, South Central, and then over there in West. All right, both prayers out to everybody that's involved, and prayers out to the Virginia families.
Absolutely.
All the things that are going on out there, and we just want to hold them down in prayer, and our hearts just go out to that community, especially just regionally, just that side of the country. But you guys, this is a game. It's a game we love, but there's so many lives at stake here, and so there's so much power in what you say and type and text and post and tweet. There's so much power. Like, there's a theme if you haven't been paying attention, but over the last several videos, I'm challenging all of us to just speak more positively overall, because there's people hurting like you would just never believe, man. And there's We're losing loved ones. We're losing influential figures. We're losing people every day. And we got to just enjoy these young men while we have them. We got to enjoy one another while we have one another. This is the power of this type of community where you all are family that I get to choose to be a part of. And I don't think there's anything more important than that. Like, the family that you get to choose is very, very significant. And so, you know, USCJ and I choose to be with you. We choose to rock with you. All of your opinions matter. And thank you guys for being a part of this journey and rocking with us. And let's continue to kind of cultivate and nurture this type of an environment where people feel it's like it's a safe space. Like, or EAF, you're a UCLA guy. We still love you. Or a girl.
Absolutely. We got Ohio State fans in here. We got Notre Dame. We get them all, but we appreciate everybody, man.
The thing is, like, you matter. You're significant. You all are. Your opinion does matter. You know, you notice how on our channel, nobody is vulgar. Nobody's using profanity here. Nobody's speaking lewd or using like really disrespectful conversation. And that is the beauty of the community that we're nurturing here. And it's a byproduct of USCJ's love. It's a byproduct of you guys being classy representatives of what humanity should be like. And I love you all. Man, I can't wait to figure out how to meet you in person, because that's going to be a day we really get to celebrate. And to answer your question, EAF, if we lose, no, this season's not a
no way, not at all.
Just like there's no way you guys can say if you guys lose tomorrow that your season is a bust. Look at how many beautiful things you guys have done this year. Look at how many great battles you've won. Look how many records you've broken. There's no way. Anybody that tries to say this season's a bust in any way, shape, or form, you're just lying. That's it.
There's no way this season is a bust.
It might not feel good, right? You might not be as happy, but anyway you look at it, we both going bowling, baby.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just think of this. The worst we can be right now is 9-3.
Right.
9-3. I mean, nobody, it's so many people that doubted that right there, even that. You know, they were saying 7 wins. They were saying 8-4. But so, you know, we appreciate the fact that where we at right now, it just really makes you appreciate winning, man. I mean, it feels, it does. It feels good. Like I told you guys, I watch a game on Saturday and I would go to church the next day and be lost in the sauce at church, depressed, all the way depressed. I mean, I would be lost in all the Alfredo sauce at church. And, you know, my pastor's probably looking at me, man, like, what's wrong with you? I'm saying, man, I'm lost in the sauce because I would be that depressed looking at USC last year. It was horrible. It was just horrible. And you knew from the first couple plays, you knew we was lost in the sauce.
Lost in all the sauce, brother. The cranberry sauce.
I'm telling you, man.
Look. So here's the thing. Let's think about that 9-3, even 8-4. I believe in the next 2 years, when they expand the playoffs to 12 teams, you're going to have 9-3 and 8-4 teams in the playoffs. You can't say that that's a bust.
It's not.
In the next 2 years or so, 8-3, or forgive me, 8-4 and 9-3 teams are going to be in the college playoff. There's no way you can say that that's a bust if you make it into the postseason where real championships are on the horizon. Do you understand? So let's just have some fun. Let's make this a competitive game. And, you know, God bless UCLA. I hope they don't win this weekend, but otherwise I'm always rooting for them. I really am. Because
absolutely.
They're a part of my LA culture, my DNA. Like, UCLA was my very first college letter.
Absolutely.
Very first college letter, the very first national recognition I got was from UCLA. So how can I be mad at them? Coach Bob Toledo hit me up.
Toledo.
I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, look at this. It's a UCLA letter. I was like, I'm going to UCLA. I'm going to UCLA. This is my first attention. Somebody said, you're worthy. I said, all right, cool. And then shortly after that, USC sent me a letter to the Nike camp. I went there, did wonderful. And within, you know, that was my first year of playing high school football, because I went to this camp without ever playing. They just saw me in passing league, summer league, right? Then I played my first year in 11th grade, And in 4 games, USC came and pretty much gave me a full scholarship within those first 4 games. And I never looked back. It's the greatest decision of my life. So for me to say that I have any hatred or disdain for UCLA would be a complete bold-faced lie, because the fact is they are just as much a part of my culture and my DNA. And like I've used this word during this episode, the ethos of what it is to be a Los Angelinos. UCLA matters. USC matters, and this rivalry matters. And it's bigger than just 1 or 2 wins. It's bigger than that. So let's have fun with this rivalry. I hope that it's a competitive game for the first half, and then I hope USC blow them out. But at the same time, you got a quarterback in DTR that's saying their goals and ambitions are to hang more than 60 on these guys again. Go for it, young man.
Absolutely.
Earn the right to feel that way. You have.
And Jay, I'm gonna say 38-31 USC. I think that's what I think it's gonna be a game. I think they're gonna fight, man. I think they're gonna fight, crawl, scratch. They're gonna do it all, man. But I think we're gonna come out on top, 38-31, man. That's my score projection, man. And shout out to Sergio, man. He says USCJ, you at 1950, and you be at 2000 by the bowl game. Hey, I received that. I don't know if this is the same Sergio. It's a couple Sergios on here that's usually in the comments. But every morning I appreciate him, man. Ever since I started, I had about 300 or 400. I'm not sure if this is the same Sergio or not. Hit me in the comment section and let me know. But he sends me scriptures every single morning since I had about 300 subscribers, and he's been faithful every single morning. So shout out to you if that's you.
Wow.
But I appreciate you anyway. Hey, so look, man, we appreciate everybody, man. Absolutely.
It does.
Let me put this up here. Protocol. There's a reason. Hey, we appreciate you much. There's a reason why the LA teams are
staying together.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. There is a reason. They connected, and UCLA fans made that reference. Sergio from Burbank, but the other Sergio, that's the other Sergio. I always see your comments, and I see his name on Instagram, but I'm not sure which one it is, man. But but I definitely appreciate you too as well.
Man, you guys are the
guy. Does Jaywalk have a YouTube channel?
You know what? I don't. But the thing is I just love USCJ so much, and I support him so much. We just want to keep this party growing, and if I can add value and continue to just, be a resource, that's good for me. Maybe one day, and I'll probably ask USCJ to be to come on my show. But I don't know. I could see myself creating like some type of Jaywalk talk or something like that, or who knows, man. But the thing is all right, I'm gonna be vulnerable, man. I don't do this. I only show my family, people that I absolutely love with my heart unconditionally. I'm a guarded person by nature, just because you got to keep your family tight, and you got to be careful of who you let into your space. But like when I let my dreads down, man, and I let my hair down, and I take the visor off, and y'all get to see me, my real me, the only me I could be. You know what I mean? I'm a dreadlock. I'm a dreadhead. Rasta. When I let my hair down, man, and you can see my forehead meat. When I bring the forehead out, that's when I trust you and I love you. And so this is me expressing that trust and that love for this community that we're building, man. And let's just keep this party going, man. Let's keep this party going. And God knows if I do create a YouTube, it'll be with USCJ, because that's my big brother for life. And but as I see it, we're already doing it together. So I love you unconditionally. Let's have a great weekend. Let's spend some time fellowshipping. Don't eat too much. And for those of you who may not find yourself in the presence of loved ones during this holiday season, during this Thanksgiving, my heart is with you. Please let us know if there's anything we can do for you. Please find us, DM me. Just let me know if
tell them where they can get you at.
My Instagram is the best way. John Walker Pro on IG. Even if you comment here and tag me, I get emails from YouTube with the comments, and I tend to respond to you guys nowadays, as I was neglecting to do that before. But I just want you to know I'm fully exposed. This is me. This is John Walker, and I love you, and I cherish you, and I value you, and I think it's time that we actually solidify this family that we've been building.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, man, we appreciate everybody. And Warren Childs, man, you're absolutely right. Jesus is Lord, brother. I appreciate you, man, for tapping in, man. So, everybody who's tapping in, listen, it's on and popping now tomorrow, man. It is on and popping. Listen, we've been waiting on this. We have been waiting on this. We did not realize that we were going to be in the position that we're in right now. And look, tomorrow, man, listen, when we wake up, let's get up, get out, make it happen in the morning. And listen, man, let me get this comment real quick. Hey, let's be folks. Hey, look, I'm praying in the morning. Hey, we appreciate John. We appreciate you. My man Kashim. Kashim is another one, man, who be hitting me on Instagram every day, man. Big Kashim, what's up, man? He hit me from camp. He was on campus today, man. He was sending me all kinds of stuff today. Shout out my man Kashim. B Hunter, man, stay doing it together. Absolutely, man. Got much love for John, man. And we bonded, man, and that's my brother, man. Real talk, that's my brother.
Amen.
Check the contract. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Fight on. So listen, man, until tomorrow, man, we're gonna get with everybody, man. And listen, you guys know I'm coming live after the game, and I believe I'm coming back with some victory news. So listen, and then we're gonna review this game on Sunday. And hey, Keith, we appreciate you. This guy, love you both, real down to earth. We definitely appreciate you, man. Appreciate you taking out your time for your schedule. And it's a Friday night. I know some high school football going on. So listen, we're going to let everybody go. And until tomorrow, listen, everybody continue to fight on, fight on, fight on.
Fight on. Let's go Trojans.